Assalamualaikum. Today I'm going to present Chapter 5, International Monetary System. Let me introduce myself first. My name is Nurul Fatihah binti Zafridin and I'm pursuing Diploma in Business Studies. International Monetary System (IMS) is a system that manages how currencies are exchanged between countries in international trade and investment. The main functions are controls currency exchange between countries, provides a way to settle international payments, supports stability of exchange rates, and helps countries to solve balance of payments problem. Gold standard, a system where a country's currency value is directly linked to a specific amount of gold. For example, $1 is equal to 1 gram of gold. Then the government guarantees that the dollar can be exchanged for that amount of gold. Gold standard has reached the end after world wars and economic crisis, especially world wars and Great Depression. Countries needed more money than they had in gold. In 1971, US President Richard Nixon has officially ended the system, and it is called a Nixon shock. Since then, countries have used fiat money. Fiat money is money that has value after government says so, not because of gold backing. Next one is Bretton Woods. The Bretton Woods Conference was held in 1944 in Bretton Woods, Hampshire, United States of America, where world leaders gathered to design a new international financial system after World War II. The purpose is to rebuild and stabilize the global economy and to prevent future financial crises like the Great Depression. The important outcomes of Bretton Woods is creation of two major institutions and new currency system. The creation of two major institutions is International Monetary Fund (IMF) and World Bank. IMF help countries stabilize their currencies and provides emergency loans during crisis. Meanwhile, World Bank provides financial aid for reconstruction and development projects in poor and developing countries. New currency system. All countries pegged or fixed their currencies to the US dollar, USD. The US dollar was backed by gold at fixed rate, where $35 equals to 1 ounce of gold. And countries could exchange their dollars for the gold through the US government. Bretton Woods collapse. The United States printed too many dollars to finance the Vietnam War and special programs. Second, other countries lost trust in the US dollar and demanded gold instead. Third one, the US gold reserves fell sharply. And in 1971, the President Richard Nixon ended the gold convertibility of the dollar. This ended the Bretton Woods system, and countries switched to floating exchange rates, where market forces decide currency values. The world shifted to a new system called flexible or floating exchange rate system, where currency values are determined by market forces, supply and demand, not fixed to gold or US dollar. The IMF's role after 1971 support in the new exchange system, provides loans during financial crisis, created new financial tools, introduced IMF conditionality, and helped handle global financial stability. The quotas and voting. As of 2018, 189 countries were members. To join, a country must pay a quota. A country quota determines countries' voting power within the IMF, serves as a part of the nation's official reserves and countries' borrowing power from the IMF. World War II conferences. The Plaza occurred, in which the central banks agreed to let the dollar's value fall on currency markets. Meanwhile, the Louvre occurred. This act signaled the commitment of these 5 countries to stabilizing the dollar's value. The countries are United States of America, United Kingdom, France, West Germany, and Japan. The international debt crisis happens. It happens when countries, especially developing ones, borrow too much money from foreign banks or international lenders and cannot pay it back. The solution to the crisis. First one is Backup Plan 1985. Focus on rescheduling debt repayments and required countries to make economy reforms, cut spending. Second is Ready Plan 1989. It allowed banks to reduce the total debt or exchange old loans for new ones with easier terms and give countries a fresh start. Asian currency crisis, a financial crisis that began in Thailand in July 1997 and quickly spread to other Asian countries such as Malaysia, Indonesia, South Korea, and the Philippines. Countries affected. Thailand, the currency baht crashed and the economy shrank. Malaysia, ringgit fell, stock market dropped, and capital control imposed. Meanwhile, Indonesia, rupiah collapsed, political unrest, and Suharto, the president, resigned. And South Korea needed IMF to bail out $58 billion. Subprime meltdown. It also known as Global Financial Crisis 2007 until 2008. It refers to a major financial crisis that began in the United States housing market and later spread globally, becoming the 2008 Global Financial Crisis. What happened in subprime meltdown? First, borrowers default on mortgage payments. Housing prices crashed across the United States. Banks lost billions of dollars. Lehman Brothers, a major investment bank, went bankrupt in September 2008, and stock markets worldwide fell heavily. Conclusion. The International Monetary System (IMS) is essential in maintaining stability in global trade, investment, and economic growth. Over time, it has evolved from the gold standard to the Bretton Woods system, and finally to the current floating exchange rate system. Institutions like the IMF and World Bank, established during the Bretton Woods era, continue to play a crucial role in helping countries manage currency stability, financial crisis, and development needs. However, despite these improvements, the system still faces challenges like debt crisis, currency instability, and global financial shocks, showing that strong international cooperation and regulation remain important for future stability. That's all from me. Thank you.